Namaskar, good morning, Ram Ram, welcome to your own channel AC Astro. So much of negative, debilitation of Mercury, then Graham, then this and that, but now there is a very good and happy news. Venus is going to be exalted on 31st of March. How this will benefit all the 12 signs. Let's welcome Akash Chauhanji from Calgary, Canada. Namaskar, Ram Ram.
Namaskar, Ram Ram Rohit ji. Yes, so amidst all this negativity, there is little positive thing that is happening. On 31st of March is when Venus gets exalted, which creates a lot of good news for people who are going through a little bit of challenging time. Uh, Now, Venus gets exalted in the sign of Pisces, which is very, very unusual. Okay, Venus and Jupiter are enemies, but still it gets exalted in the sign of Pisces. There is a very big story behind it. We discussed it last year also when Venus got exalted, but this year also we're going to do it because many people who have joined the new members, they will understand that what it means. So, Rohitji, during the time of lot of war between God and demons, Shukracharya, who's the perceptor of demons, he had a very, very important kind of a Vidya or a knowledge. It was called Sanjeevani Vidya. And Sanjeevani Vidya was so beautiful that what he did, any demon who used to die, he used to use the Sanjeevani Vidya and bring him back to life. So the gods were very fierce. They said, Ki, man, we kill the demons with so much hard work, but then suddenly they are up again. This is all before the Samudra Manthan also happened, Rohitji, before that period. They all went to Brihaspati. And Brihaspati, they said, Ki Brihaspati, we have to find some solution because Brihaspati or Jupiter is the perceptor of gods. And all the gods advised that, why not we send your son, whose name is Kach, 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 to Lord Shukra as a disciple. Brihaspati agreed that, okay, I will send my child for learning this Vidya. So when he went to Shukra did not refuse because whenever anyone comes to take Diksha from a Guru cannot refuse. So he did not refuse and he started, learning all the Sanjeevani Vidya. But amidst of that, the demons realized that this son of Jupiter has only come here this with one motive to learn the Sanjeevani Vidya. So what they did, they kidnapped him one day and they put him in the forest and the animals ate him. The body was consumed. Now Devyani, there is another layer here. Devyani is the daughter of Shukra. She fell in love with Kach. So Devyani knew that if he disappeared, there is something which the demons did. So Devyani immediately went to Shukra and told him that, father, there is something very wrong about it, and Kach is missing. Shukra, with his Divya Drishti, with his intelligence, with his, foresightedness, he saw that Kach is lying in a forest, dead, and animals are supposed to consume him. Immediately goes there and revives the body of Kach. Now, this does not, this does not stop here. Because initially the demon failed. They again said, what? Now what we should do is we should take him up, this Kach, and we should now burn him and then put his ashes in the wine that Venus takes in the night, in the evening, and let's do that. So they are even successful then. They take Kach, they kidnap him, they kill him, they burn him, put him into ashes, and put the ashes into the wine that was supposed to be consumed by Venus. Venus consumes the wine, and with the ashes, Kach goes into the stomach of Lord Shukra. Now, when again Kach got missing, Devyani, because she was in absolute love with Kach, she told her father that if you do not find Kach now, then I will kill myself. Now, Shukra tried these of, we moved only Kach, he threatened to own life. When called upon by daughter, Kach revealed his presence within Shukra, leading to a dilemma where his departure from Shukra body would result into latter death. He said that if I come out of the body right now in ashes form, I am going to be dying, and there is no one, nothing that I can be revived on. To resolve this, Devyani proposed learning the Sanjeevani Vidya from her father. She said that I will learn, man, now, and she could, so that she could revive Shukra after Kach's departure. Left with no alternative, Shukra imparted the knowledge to daughter, inevitably teaching Kach in the process. So Kach in the stomach learned the Sanjeevani Vidya, which was very, very sacred. And then later, Kach, Shukra, when Kach came out, Shukra died, and the daughter, she got Shukra up with the Sanjeevani Vidya, and later, because Kach came through the through the body of Shukra again, he said that now, Devyani, you are just like a sister to me, so I cannot get married to you. So this is what happened. Later, Shukra went into deep penance because of the mistake that he made, and because of him, the whole Vidya was now revealed to Kach. And so, in return to the mess that he promised, to be exalted in the sign of Pisces, to get more wisdom in the right direction for his decisions in life. That's why, Rohitji, it is very, very, it's like a, for making up to Jupiter that his son was multiple times dead because of him, he became exalted in the sign of Pisces. So, Rohitji, this is what happens when Shukra enters into this sign, which is the last sign, the sign of the fiery sign as well. It becomes exalted and says that, okay, I'm going to be gaining more wisdom and giving more wisdom to the people who have me present in Pisces with an exalted position. Now, Shukra is the planet of luxury, and a planet of beauty, planet of luxury, planet of all the wealth that you can imagine. And Shukra is also the planet of very, very good knowledge and empathy. Shukra has the power of empathy. Even being a god himself, was the perceptor of demons, but had empathy and always stood for his right principles. So that's why Shukra is a very, very important. In Kali Yuga, he's supposed to be one of the most important, most prominent planet that we could come across. Now, Rohitji, for Aries ascendant people, Shukra, Venus is going to be getting exalted in the 12th house where the eclipse is going to happen. Rahu is also here, Rohitji, and it puts a debilitated aspect on the 6th house. So wherever Shukra is exalted, it is, it is the house of spirituality, endings, and the subconscious. Now, this could be a time of deep inner reflection, healing through solitude, or finding joy in spiritual and charitable activities, and that is much more required for all the Aries ascendant people, because Sun is going to be in the 12th house here and going to be making a eclipse on the 8th of April, and Venus exalted here tells you that this is not the time to think about a lot of material pursuits. This is the time to gain more wisdom, be more spiritual, and on top of that, go into the activities of charities and stuff like that. On the other hand, because Jupiter is going to be aspecting the 6th house of health and daily routine, there can be some disturbance or some kind of challenge in that area that you may have to immediately go and address things related to health. That is the most important thing, Rohitji, during this time. Otherwise, Shukra in the 12th house also promises foreign travel. So there can be people who are, waiting for their foreign travel, for foreign visa and stuff like that. Shukra here exalted says that those who are Aries ascendant in a foreign country, a lot of growth, a lot of happiness comes to their life. So it is a very positive transit, and transit of a lot of big transformation in the inner side, of your self. All the best. I hope that this transit brings a lot of success for you. For details, all the details are below for appointments, and do subscribe so that you become a part of this family. For Taurus ascendant people, Rohitji, when we talk about Taurus, Venus is in, the 11th house. Lagna Lord, ascendant Lord, rising sign Lord in the 11th house creates a very, very big impression on this birth chart. There is an eclipse that is happening here, so this house needed, this is all God's plan. There is an eclipse happening, and suddenly there is a very big planet like Venus going here and getting exalted. This means that God is taking a lot of interest in every action that is happening on on the celestial system on Earth, because Venus coming here gives a little bit of relief during this time. Now, Venus here in Pisces activates the 11th house of hope, dreams, and social circles. This is an excellent time for connecting with friends, engaging in social activities, and manifesting long term dreams, especially those involving creativity and romance. Now, in the romance area, if you see that Venus sitting in the 11th house is aspecting the 5th house. Can you see the aspect there? That is a debilitated aspect. So there may be a little bit challenge in the romance area, and in the creative area. So now what do you need to do? You need to work more hard towards your romance and your creativity side of your life. But on the other hand, because 11th house is the house of gains and money and wealth, there is going to be some wealth that you will be seeing during this time. In fact, health wise also, there can be great news in the health, because this house is 6th from the 6th. That means it is also 6th house is also ruled here by Venus. So health wise, there is going to be some good news that is going to come to you guys. And because this house is having an eclipse, okay, here this means that socially there can be a little bit challenge because of the eclipse that is happening here, the solar eclipse. But positively, because Venus is placed in a very, very nice way, your Lagna rod is very strong. That means you will be even confident during the solar eclipse period. So embrace this time. Venus exalted is one of the best things that can happen to Taurus ascendant people. All the best for this transit. There is a WhatsApp link in the description for personal appointments, and do subscribe those who are watching the video for the first time. When we move to Gemini ascendant people, now here 10th house is where the eclipse is happening, and 10th house is where Venus comes and get exalted. What does this suddenly mean? This suddenly means the 5th house lord, the 12th house lord is in the 10th house exalted. Creativity, foreign travel, education, foreign travel, your work and foreign travel can happen. This is a time of eclipse, so just make sure that during this time also, it will be a little bit of challenge, till 14th of till 9th of April. After the eclipse, one day it takes time to ward off the effects of eclipse. But yes, during this time, because Venus is supporting a lot in the 10th house, there will be some great news in the career area, especially for those going through Venus Dasha and Antardasha. Those who are going through Venus Mahadasha, Antardasha, very, very great time for you guys. Unexpectedly, you can get some very good gains. But because you will be so occupied in the work area, Venus aspecting the 7th aspect of Venus in the 4th house of home and domestic environment can have a little bit of challenge in this area. Especially this challenge can be related to your work-life balance that you need to create during this time. You will not be paying a lot of attention in your home area. On the other hand, getting car or house needing repair, or getting some kind of ups and downs in that area can be seen. But career wise, it's a very, very awesome time. Those who are looking for job, those who are wanting to get a job during this period, also in the eclipse also, there can be a positive news to get a job. So great news for all the Gemini ascendant people. There's a WhatsApp link in the description for personal appointments, and those who are watching the video for the first time, do subscribe so that you are a part of us and you can embrace this beautiful, beautiful transits that we talk about every week. For Cancer ascendant people, Venus is entering into the 9th house, the highest house of dharma and righteousness. Very, very good house. But this house also, decides your travel, your philosophy, your higher learning, as well as your destiny. This is the house of destiny. Just imagine the 11th house lord getting exalted in the 9th house means that biggest to biggest goals that you were trying to achieve will happen during this time. In fact, if you go for the 4th house lord here, it's kind of a yoga karka only, after Mars. Another yoga karka planet here is Venus, because it rules the 4th house of happiness and 11th house of gains, and getting exalted in the 9th house of destiny amidst a time of solar eclipse is one of the very positive relief for Cancer ascendant people. There is a lot of things going on. This Grahan is going to do this, that, what not. But here, look at other planets also, right? It's not only one layer. If Venus is exalted here, that means it will be at the highest possible point of righteousness and dharma. Now, this could be a time to explore new cultures, embark on a spiritual journey, and deepen understanding of philosophical and artistic subjects. This is the time for Cancer ascendant people to pick up books and start gaining knowledge, reading, learning, sharing your experiences, traveling, going to holy places. This is what is required by Pisces ascendant people. But on the other hand, whenever Venus is exalted or whenever any planet is exalted, it exactly in the seventh aspect from it, it puts in debilitated aspect. That means the weak aspect. And the weak aspect is on the third house of your communication. Here, through communication, there can be some disruptions. In fact, long distance travel will be very good for you, but short distance travel may create little bit of hurdles or little bit of challenges in lot of areas.
Akashi, one thing I want to learn from this, when Gain's house Lord is going to this, you can say father's house or guru's house. This is gain from father or gain to father?
Gain from father.
Okay,
Gain
and
from
if
father.
ninth house Lord goes to 11th house,
Yeah.
if ninth house Lord goes to 11th house,
If ninth house goes to 11th house, then father gains from you.
okay,
Here you will gain from father, you will gain from wisdom, you will gain from knowledge, you will gain from higher learning, from travel, from philosophy. Those I told you, third house is the house of short distance travel, ninth house is the house of long distance travel. Where Venus is exalted is the ninth house. So from long distance travel or going somewhere, you will gain. But from short distance travel here, you may lose something, like just if leisure travels and all, it will be a little bit expensive, or expenses, because the third house lord Mercury is also the 12th house lord of losses. That's why this can happen. But overall, it's a very, very positive time for Cancer ascendant people. Amidst this eclipse, you went through a lunar eclipse right now in the third house. Lot of struggle on on your belief system, on your communication happened. Now everything is going to be restored in a very positive way. And this solar eclipse also, will the 50% of the solar eclipse will subdued with Venus being exalted and powerful here, because the house is occupied by one of the most benefic planet that we can imagine. So all the best. There is a WhatsApp link in description for personal appointments, and those who are watching the video for the first time, do subscribe. Moving on, Rohitji, Leo ascendant people, 8th house is where the eclipse is happening, and 8th house is where Venus is going to be transiting into Pisces. 31st of March, it becomes exalted. When the 8th house is the house of transformation, sudden ups and downs, and also accidents, troubles, endings. Now, endings does not mean death. It's called Mrityu Stan. Now, Mrityu does not mean, or death does not mean that you're dying. It means death of negativity, death of some kind of wrong things in your life. Now, this house specially deals with transformation, intimacy, and shared resources on a very larger level. Now, this is the time when Venus gets exalted here, especially if you see the third house lord and the 10th house lord getting exalted in the 8th house. Sudden transformation in area related to your communication. Your communication absolutely changes into bliss. As well as your career wise, there is sudden ups, sudden great news in the career area. And out of nowhere, there can be very good associations or very good things related to shared resources during this time. Now, emotional connections can be very, very deep, can deepen during this time. Also, healing in relationships or benefits through partners' resources, maybe benefit through in-laws, maybe benefit through some kind of partners act that they have done, you will benefit from it. This is what can be seen during this period. So it's one of the most beautiful times for all the Leo ascendant people. But on a larger level, when it also puts a debilitated aspect on the second house. What does this mean? This means that second house is house of speech, family, and investments. Be careful related to investments, because what happens is that investment in luxury is number one thing when Venus is very positive. And if Venus dasha, antardasha, anything is going on, investments should be thought upon. In before investing anywhere, there should be completely, you should think that, do I need to invest, do I need to not invest, how do we go about it, how do we not go about it. So in a larger scale, think about your investments first. Don't invest anywhere if anyone is telling you, especially in insurance, in things related to mutual funds. Speculative gains should be avoided, because the 8th house is going to be affected, And the Lord, Jupiter is right now in the ninth house, which rules the fifth house as well, which is, the house of speculation. So his bigger house, that is the eighth house, is getting afflicted. So, Jupiter will be almost in control to just help Pisces to grow here. So there can be loss in speculation as well. No big investments, family wise, no big arguments also. This is the time of, healing of emotional connections. Like if there is any problem, any trouble going on, you have to heal during this time. So one of the best period for Leo ascendant people, because whenever the 10th house lord, karma lord, is in power, that means your karma will be powerful. So do good karma, and there is a WhatsApp link in the description for personal appointments. And those who are watching the video for the first time, do subscribe. Thank you so much. Moving on to Virgo ascendant people. When Venus transits into Pisces, Rohitji, it is the 7th house of status, partnership, and open enemies. 7th house, everyone, see, I know many people also learn astrology. I am also learning every day. This 7th house is very important house. 10th from the 10th. This is the house of your status, some kind of getting very big status in society. This is that house. Now, this is also the house of partnerships and open enemies. If you want to see enemies in open way, partnerships, you can see that who are your competitors. Now, this is the time when Venus gets exalted here, and especially with Grahana, that means with Surya Grahan, solar eclipse happening in this house, in this sign, Pisces, there can be very big transformations in the area related to, romantic relationships. This time may bring lot of new partnerships, but remember, Rahu is powerful. You have to be very vigilant about the partnership. It may look luxury on the outside, but inside your wisdom is troubled. And you know why? Because of Venus putting an debilitated aspect on the lagna, on the ascendant. This is the time that your mind or your wisdom will not be working according to your, according to how it should. So what is this time important? It's important to do deep research into getting into any kind of area related to partnerships. Partnership may bring a lot of profit. Your spouse relationship with you will be very good. Those who are wanting for some kind of promotion can happen even in this eclipse, because Venus is taking very high power in this house. But still, you have to be very careful, because your wisdom will be afflicted because of Venus looking with a debilitated aspect on the lagna, on the first house. Now, as it brings business partnerships, it will also be smooth over conflict with others. That means if you're going through litigation, this is the time that things can settle, or things can be, you may be asked to settle down things. So very positive for all the Virgo ascendant people. Only thing is that here eclipse is happening in the 7th house, so there may be misunderstandings in you and your spouse, or you and your business partner, but I think you go smooth over this conflicts, because Venus is, layering it with lot of positivity. It's a very benefic planet. Here Venus is the lord of the 9th house, Bhagyastan, lord of the 2nd house. So during this time, destiny wise, money, receiving some wealth is also possible. Health is also going to be good. So it's a very positive time for all the Virgo ascendant people. All the best. I hope that this brings a lot of positivity to you. There is a WhatsApp link in the description for personal appointments, and those who are watching the video for the first time, to subscribe. Libra ascendant people. Now, when we talk about Libra, what happens is that the Lagna Lord goes into the 6th house, makes a Viprit Raj Yoga, and on top of that, it also makes gets exalted. So double benefit for all the Libra ascendant people, especially those who are going through a little bit of health challenges in area to, they're trying their level best to achieve a job, to get their goals complete, but not being able to complete. This is the time that they will be able to fulfill all of their goals, all of their destinies, all of the hardships that they are going through will be solved. You will be completely, absolutely very powerful during this period. Enemies will not be able to come in front of you, like they will not be able to face you. This, especially the placement of Venus in the 6th house, highlights health, work, and daily routines. Now, this could be a time to find extreme joy in your daily activities. Even amidst the eclipse that is happening in the 6th house, Venus is an extremely benefic, creating two yogas. One is exalted, on the other top, 8th house Lord in the 6th, making Viprit Raj Yoga. Raja Yoga, this is the time of kingly kind of yoga. 11th house Lord is afflicted, because it is going into Grahan, into an eclipse here. But still, Venus is very, very extremely benefic. I would say that ignore the ignore the grahan and focus on your positive things that are coming to your life. Your relationship with your co-workers, your health, your wellness. Now, particularly through artistic or very holistic approach like yoga, meditation, this is a time to do that. And it also indicates, because Venus looking in the 12th house is the house of spirituality, is the house of solitude, is the house of yoga, meditation, inner happiness, inner peace. It is putting a debilitated aspect. That means you need to embrace more of these things in your life. You need to get it more. You need to desire for more of healing, more of spiritual pursuits. Charity work should be done at the most during this period. Okay, all the best, Libra ascendant people. It's a very, very positive, very good time for you guys. Even Venus sitting in the 6th house is going to bring you a lot of positivity from these places. Taurus and Libra ascendants are one of the best ascendants, and here Libra ascendant Lord is going to be exalted. What do you need more? Best time for you. All the best. There is a WhatsApp link in the description for personal appointments, and those who are watching the video for the first time, we bring this kind of videos every week. Do subscribe so that you don't miss the next. For Scorpio ascendant people, when Venus gets into Pisces, it goes into the 5th house, one of the most benefic place where a planet can become exalted. That is the 5th house. 5th house is an extreme important house related to your brain, your creativity, as well as your love or the affection that you have for other. What we say, unconditional love is what the 5th house means for everyone. Now, this is the house of romance, children, and creativity. Now, this transit can bring new romantic encounters, or maybe romantic encounters that are happening. It can turn into some reality, because 7th house Lord is exalted in the 5th house. So this means that romance-wise, there can be some new spark, or maybe engagements, or maybe marriage proposals during this time, which people are looking for. Progeny-wise, children-wise, after 9th of April is when things can be positive, because before that, Sun is approaching an eclipse in that same house. So do not try to conceive during this time. Conceive only after the Grahana has completed. Okay, and hence it will, because it is here, it's the highest house of creativity, like actors, singers, dancers, those who want to express, those who are performing artists. Very, very good time for expressions from them. In fact, those who are having a little bit of challenge with problems with their children, they will have a lot of great news. They can reconcile with their children. They can have a lot of great relationship with the children relationships, and your relationship will improve. So it's a very, very, it's honestly, it's a very, very positive time for all the people who are in Scorpio ascendant. In fact, there is one more very positive good news, Rohitji, here. And that news is that 5th house, creativity and romance and everything is good, but speculative gains, those who are into stock markets, those who are asking for money, those who want to go to foreign country for education with for their children want to go to foreign education, everything is going to fall in place for all the Scorpio ascendant people. Money is coming, wealth is for sure there, happiness is for sure there. Now, what we need to focus, when Venus is exalted, it puts a debilitated aspect on the 11th house, and this 11th house is the house that is related to your gains, higher goals, desires, social networks. So during this time, if you are relying too much on people of social circle to get gains, that is the challenge here. You should not get into that kind of area. You should, during this time, you should just relax, to invoke other people, like go into other people's life, lot of networking. More than that, you should be sitting down, reading a lot of books and making notes, getting ideas yourself, because you will be absolutely brilliant during this time. Also, this is also the time of little bit of conflict with some kind of colleagues, some kind of acquaintances or friends. So just try to avoid those areas and be happy with your own self, because you are going to be invincible during this time. All the best. There is a WhatsApp link in the description for appointments, and those who are watching the video for the first time, do subscribe. When we are talking about Sagittarius ascendant people, this is the place where Venus rules the 11th house and the 6th house. 6th house is the house of diseases, struggle, trouble, debts, and 11th house is the house of goals, higher goals, gains. Now it is balanced. That means Venus is very balanced here. Now, because Venus has Sanjivani Vidya, that means to help someone, get revived from their, from their misery or from their death. Look at the wisdom, the perceptor of gods, Brahaspati, who rules this ascendant, gave Venus the sixth house because he knows that Venus has the power to heal someone. And that's why he has been given the sixth house of healing as well. So what a beautiful gesture by, Brahaspati. He gave him the sixth house, which is a little bit negative house, so that he showed that, okay, no, I will give you a positive house as well. That is the 11th house of gains. Now, because Sagittarius ascendant people, fourth house is where Venus is getting exalted. This is the time that you, property-wise, wealth-wise, mother-wise, any home-wise, anything that you require during this time in terms of getting a lot of emotional, social security and happiness, like cars, vehicles, your investment properties. Very good time for you. I would suggest that there is a grahana, that means solar eclipse, happening in this house and it will be happening on the 8th of April. So after 9th of April, 10th of April, you can start. Venus is going to be still exalted. You can start expecting some great news in the area related to real estate. Before that, I would suggest not to buy something because it can create some hurdles or troubles, because your Bhagya Lord, your destiny will not work with you. Bhagya Lord is getting afflicted. Sun is going to be afflicted in this fourth house, but Venus is more powerful here. The Lord of the 11th house, 6th. In your workplace, there will be extremely good news that will be coming. But because of Venus also aspecting the 10th house in a negative manner, in a manner related to, your, the career area. So there can be challenges also. That means people may be jealous from you. There may be enemies that can come down, but no one will be able to harm you during this period. This could be the time to beautify your home, hosting gatherings or deepening connection with family members. This is what you need. End of the day, all the material pursuits will stay here only on this earth. Only the emotions will go away with the soul. That's why, soul comes with either emotional value or either aggression value. So that is what we inherit from this earth. The body is left here, the soul goes with all the experience that it has taken. Okay. Now here, this is also the time that, your 11th house, that means biggest to biggest goals regarding your vehicle or your house can be achieved. So make the best use of this time. All the best, Sagittarius ascendant people. There is a WhatsApp link in the description. Go there if you want to talk to me. And those who are watching the video for the first time, do subscribe. Now for Capricorn ascendant people, when Venus transits into Pisces on 31st of March, it is going to be going into the third house of short distance journeys, communication, siblings. This period may bring very harmonious communications. That means you will be speaking something out of whatever emotion, it will be taken in a very positive way. But also understand that this house is also going through an eclipse, and that eclipse is going to happen on the 8th of April. So that means third houses also means that don't be over expressive during this time. After 9th of April, do whatever you want to do. But before that, just be very careful also, because there can be sudden ups and downs because of your communication. Venus will try to save you the most, but other planets are more powerful as well. Okay. Now, in fact, short distance journey also, what you're trying to plan during this time, it will be very good for you. Again, depending on your dasha, antardasha, pratyantardasha. If Sun or Rahu is anywhere in this, then you have to consider Sun and Rahu's placement here more than Venus placement here. Now, this is also the time of beneficial interactions with siblings and neighbors, all the neighborhood people. There is, someone who's your friend, a very close connection. This is the time that you may gain from them, some kind of positive news from them. This is also one more time, Rohitji, where Venus is aspecting the 9th house. So if short distance travel is very good, but long distance trip, it can create some hurdles in that area. There cannot be pleasant long distance trips. It will not be of luxury. It will be of misery. And any short distance trip will be of luxury. That is how this time for the Capricorn ascendant people, it will work. I think you should make the most of it, because Yoga Karka planet, a planet that is the most benefic in your chart, Venus is going to get exalted. 5th house Lord, Kendra Lord, Trikona Lord. and it is getting exalted in the third house. So career wise, very good communication. Children wise, very good communication. Speculative gains, suddenly some gains, money coming to your way. Your Lakshmi Mata being very, very, Venus is the prime devotee of Mahalakshmi. So Lakshmi Mata wise, some kind of very good news you can hear from wealth, from children, from your creativity level will be very high. Those who want to do some personal interest stuff should start something during this time. After 10th of April, start it. Very nice time for all the people. All the best. Do subscribe, and there is a WhatsApp link in the description for personal appointments. Thank you. For Aquarius ascendant people, again the Yoga Karka planet, the planet that rules your destiny and the planet rules the happiness for you, is getting exalted in the second house of personal finances, values, and self-worth. This is the house that is related to your family also, your speech also. So that means this is the time that whatever you will speak will be very good, which will attract a lot of financial gains, particularly through creative area of your life. And this is also the house of fixed assets, and being the fourth house lord, there can be some kind of fixed asset there you may be generating now. Maybe you will be creating a house of your own. Maybe you will be you will buy some property, some possession you will get during this time. Might buy gold also during this time. Second house is ruled by Jupiter, and when Venus comes here, this is the combination of gold. Remember, the seventh house lord, that is a Maraka, is sitting in the second house again, which is a Maraka, and getting here afflicted. So health wise, health of the spouse also is very important to be taken care of, and also the strength in the area related to partnership is where you should be concerned about, because eclipse is going to happen and the seventh house lord is going to get afflicted in the second house. So some money loss also can be seen in the area related to your partnerships or for your spouse. But on a other larger level, this is the time to reassess and realign with what you truly value. What you think that who are the valuable peoples in your life, who are the important peoples in your life, who have been giving you a lot of support in this life. You have to value such kind of things in your life as well. But overall, again, I'm repeating, it's a very, very positive time for Aquarius ascendant people. Only thing is that before investing big money, this is the time that Venus is saying that I am exalted in the second house, right? I'll make the money grow. But because of your foolishness, because of the aspect of Venus in the 8th house, that is the house of research, you may have to reassess or rethink about investing second, 2, 3, 4 times. Otherwise, you may face, now it will look very good, but later it may face into some kind of losses. Okay, all the best, Aquarius ascendant people. Great time for you. Great talking to you. There's an appointment details in the link, and those who are watching the video for the first time, do subscribe. Now moving on to Pisces ascendant people. When we talk about Pisces, Venus lights up the first house of self, body, and personal initiatives. And this is the sign that it becomes exalted. That means here the 8th house lord, the 3rd house lord, which are both the difficult houses, is so powerful in the first house that any struggle or ups and downs you're going in your communication, in your in your partnerships, in your things related to shared resources, inheritances, sibling disputes, everything will be in your favor during this time. This is a very important time for personal transformation, attracting love and beauty into your life and enhancing your physical appearance and personal brand. You will be absolutely ruthlessly trying your hard to look good, to dress good, to put good perfume on your body, to present yourself in a very good manner. This is what is going to happen with the Pisces ascendant people. Even when, like me, for example, if I was Pisces ascendant, I stay home with this t-shirt, I don't even shave that often. This is the time that if I would have had a Venus exalted here, I would be completely going nuts, crazy, thinking, okay, I need to be very much in shape, everything good. This is what happens. Suddenly there is a lot of positivity in you. You feel very, 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 very awesome during this time. But Venus is also putting an aspect on the 7th house. That is a debilitated aspect. And this is the house of relationships. So be careful, because all this thing may trigger that your relationship or your spouse or anyone would feel some jealous factor that why are you doing all this? Why are you getting so dressed up? Why are you being so, you're attracting kind of, you want to be suddenly a very different person. So try to explain that my Venus is exalted. No, that is why this is happening. There is no other reason. On the other hand, Venus in the first house also says that this is the time in the first house there's going to be an eclipse happening. So the sixth house lord in the first house, health wise, you have to be very careful, because health wise there can be some challenge that you can face, because the lord of the sixth house is afflicted. That means there is no safety. Debt wise, there can be more money that you will borrow during this time. So Venus exalted means for this personal initiatives, body and appearance, everything, you may spend a lot of money which can add debt to you. So careful in that area, but one of the most positive time for self-expression, for making your soul happy, your body happy. So make the most use of it. Very, very great time. And those who are watching the video for the first time, do subscribe. There is a appointment link in the description, and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Akashji, because exaltation of Venus will bring something good for everyone in different houses. And thanks to all the family members of AC Astro. 3 days back, I was talking to you. We were, family of 42,000. Now I am talking to, we are 43. So very fast we are growing with the blessings of all the family members of AC Astro. Unconditional love from you all people. Thank you very much. Keep subscribing, keep sharing, and keep blessing in comments. Thank you very much. And those who want to take consultation from Akashji, sit with Akashji one-on-one on video consultation. They can just contact on this, WhatsApp number, or go to description box. There is a link, click, and you will be directly on the WhatsApp, and team will give you time and date. Thank you very much to all the members of ACS. Thank you, Akashji, for you also. So many positive things, so many positive predictions, and we are, looking forward for more such videos. Till then, Jai
Jai
Shri
Shri
Ram.
Ram, Jai Hanuman,
Jai
Jai Ravi, Jai
Om
Mani,
Namaste.
Om Namah Shivaya.